I didn't really plan to do a video on this. This is the Bluetooth GameCube adapter. So what this does is it replaces your original GameCube controller ports, and you can just use any Bluetooth controller with it, really, this modern day PlayStation 4, Xbox, Nintendo Switch. I wasn't planning to do a video on it, but what I noticed was that the button that they use on the top right here is one of those traditional clicky buttons, and it doesn't really feel very good. I put it all together, and I put the shell together and all that, and I was like, it's just not the same as the original, which is this more soft push, which feels nice. But I noticed that they took the original PCB layout here, and they actually wired it up. So maybe in a prototype at one point they had kept this in, or maybe they kept it in as a courtesy for someone thinking like myself. You could swap it out. Yeah, I'll show you the measurements right here. That's why I have this multimeter ready. You can see, I'll do my best to measure this. So you can see that these two pins right here, is it the grounding ones? I don't remember. Actually, these are the grounding ones, yeah. So these are the switch ones. So you can see, not shorted, and then when I push the button, they become shorted. So they actually wired them up to work, and they're shorted the same way as these pins here. If I measure the ones that are currently soldered, that one's a short, and well, this one's literally a short. But yeah, so we can actually drop in the original switch, which I'm thinking of doing, but the problem is that it looks like they did this first and then they assembled it with the controller port second. Because if you look here, you can see there's no screws or anything. You just solder those in, and those are held in place by solder, it looks like. I thought there was like a glue, but I think that's just 3D printing sort of edge going on there. So you can't really get to some of these solder joints, but I can get to the majority of them. I think I'll be able to get to this one, and this one, and then unfortunately I think I'll just have to snip that ground pin, and then we'll drop in the other. But yeah, this is more of an improvised video. You can probably hear the furnace and stuff. I'm gonna try to do it with not too much editing. Apologize about that, but really it's just a simple little video. I thought I'd just show you that you can do this and sort of introduce the product if you've never heard of it before. It's cool. It's from Laser Bear Industries. Really straightforward to put in. No real point to a guide. You just put the cables on, plug them in, and you're done. No soldering, nothing. So it's pretty cool. All right, let me grab a soldering iron. And by grab a soldering iron, I of course mean grab a screwdriver and heat up the soldering iron, but whatever. So I'm gonna try to take this screw out. I don't know if the nut on the underside is just gonna start spinning. I'm gonna just hope it doesn't. It does, but it doesn't look like it's held in too tightly there. So I can just unscrew that. Okay, it's gonna fall out, so okay. I'll hold on to this little 3D printed thing, kind of cool, in case I fail at this and I need to put it back together, but I'm hoping I don't. And that should be good. I think I'll do this one first because I don't really want to go through all the effort of taking this one out and then it doesn't work. I'm going to do this one, and then we will try to get that working. I'm using the headset mic to try and keep down the noise. Yeah, let's see. Okay, is that hot right now? Let me check. Okay, I turned on the fume extraction, so that's what that fan noise is, and it looks like this should be heated up, so I'm gonna try that. I got some good noise, and apologies, probably. Let's get the solder out. I think this is this. Let's see if I need any. Probably a good idea, actually. Let me just make sure the tip is like fresh and clean on this guy here. If it is, then yeah, that's all fine and good. Looks pretty good, looks pretty clean. I haven't really fully cleaned this out in a day or two, so I should probably clean this soldering gun, but I think we're okay. I don't hear any clogs, just my audio there. Okay, let's try to take these two easy ones out first. Let's zoom in a little bit. I'm using my phone. If you can't tell, it's different. That's how improvised this is. Okay, I don't know. That looks all right to you, right? Okay, should be fine. Let's try to get that guy out. And we'll see what we do. It's not doing a good job of focusing. I'm noticing that, but that's okay. So let's just, you know what? You can't see that if I do it that angle. Can you see it now? That's good. I'm gonna start melting the plastic. Let's try not to. Trying really hard not to melt plastic here, but it's really difficult with the size of the tip we're using. Yeah, this is gonna be more difficult than I thought. That one's good. That was easy. Let's see if I can sneak in. I might just snip the ground planes off. I don't know. We'll see. Oh dear. Okay. What I'm going to do is a little old classic technique here. You're probably not going to be able to see because I need to see. But I'm just going to push it in from the side and hope that that's good enough. And it was. Nice. Doesn't always work, but it was. There was enough air. There's enough vacuum there to make it come out, so that looks okay. Let's see if we can move it around. Wow, where are my little... There they are. Got them here. These aren't very strong. I want my other pliers, but this might be okay. Okay. Yeah, this is okay. Just sort of following it out there. Wow, it's really not doing a good job of focusing this camera. I might get another... Might switch to a different camera in a minute here, but we'll see. This is still sort of on there. I'm going to switch to the traditional soldering iron and try to get it off a little bit. Reheat that so I can move it around a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that too easy. Doesn't look like it. What's going on here? There's still sort of a bit of solder, I'm guessing, on there. Oh, we broke it. There we go. Perfect. There's just a little bit of solder. I wanted to break that. A tiny little bit. You can't even see it. You need like a microscope to see it. There. So that's kind of loose. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that ground plane up. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try the old add some to get some solder technique here. So I'm going to go to the... Excuse me, I'm touching the mic. Go into the ground pin here. And I'm going to add some. Right? And then... I'm going to use that same idea here that I did a second ago. And we're going to try coming in from the side. Kinda. And then... Nah, didn't really work too well. So I went off camera there. It didn't really work too well. I kind of got that to... Might try it again here instead. Yeah, I'm just melting the plastic. So I'm not going to do that. I think I'm just going to cut off those ground pins. I'm already starting to melt this plastic here, so it's not going to sit as nicely. Yeah, let's just cut those. So on the other side, these should be nice and free. Yeah. So on the other side, it's just this really flimsy little ground thing going on. So that's what I'm going to try to just cut off right there. Where am I? Cutting things. Someone actually told me to try these for plastic. It works great for plastic. I don't think it's going to work too well for metal here, but we're going to try it out and see. Oh yeah, it's great for metal too. This is actually quite difficult to see myself. Not great. Okay. Well, this one kind of is hard to get to. But you can see it's pretty loose there. I just need to get this one out. You know what I might do? I might cut vertically. Get this switch out of here. There we go. That's our guy right there gone. So now we can easily get through the top half of this. Bring the light around a little bit there. I think that's a little bit better. Really? That's okay. Okay. Let's see if we can heat that up and maybe get it to fall through, or heat that up and just, it doesn't really matter, I can leave them in place, but I'm being a bit perfectionist at the moment. So let's see if I can get that to go. Is it on camera? It ain't. Of course it ain't. Sorry about that. Like I'm saying, it's improvised. Okay. That's good there. So now you can see the lead on the other side. Go ahead and pull that through. Let's see if I can do the same for this side here. But I'm going to do a different technique for that side. I'm going to probably... This guy's in here, you can see it real in there. Let's see here. What we could try, I'm gonna try just heating this guy up for the larger one. We'll look at that one in a second. I'm gonna just heat this guy up here. There we go, yeah. That's exactly what I expected. Let's just keep the heat on. That right out, perfect. Okay, and then this one's a different one because I don't know if I'm even going to be able to get that one out, simply because on the other side it's really in there. Maybe I can get it out. Nah, let's see, my little tiny guys here, I might be able to get them out. Let's see. Even if I was reaching there, I'm not going to be able to pull it out. Let's see. Okay, so I ended up just, it was already loose. I ended up just cutting a little tiny chunk out of this plastic at the side here. I just went nip, and that's what I usually do with my 3D prints too. It cut really easy, and it just fell right out. So that was good. And I just floated a little bit of solder there just to cover those points. I don't know why I did that. I probably should have removed the solder, but whatever, it's fine. And now we're going to look at the original. So for the original, it should be straightforward. Oh, there's my camera. I'm going to get a different tripod for this. Just going to do those four there. It's improvised, I tell you, it's improvised. That's why the production value is so shit. Alright, so we're going to do that there. Easy. This one here, oh, this isn't actually going to be so easy. I got to hit into that a little bit. That's okay. I don't really care. This plastic's actually ABS, I can tell, because it's not melting nearly as fast. I think that other stuff might even be BLA, because it's melting very quickly. And I have the soldering iron near it. I'm not too concerned. So, okay, so that should be good. I don't see any other ground planes or anything. So let's try getting this out here. Yes, there it is. Easy. I'll tell you, that's one of the best. If you're doing a lot of through-put soldering, that is one of the best ones. So, okay. Let's, I'm getting a battery warning. I can't seem to escape low battery life. Okay, let's see. So we need it to be like this. So I'm going to put it through like that. Right. Perfect. And then with that like that, I'm just going to solder it in place. Easy. With the normal soldering iron. It's got a nice sort of bend to it, so it's holding itself in place real nice there. I'm going to flood those points in. Nice and easy. That's really it. So that is basically, I like that a lot better. You'll be able to just, it feels so much nicer than the other one that they give you. It's too bad they couldn't include a similar switch, but I'm sure this is a hard switch to just sort of part out. But yeah, I'm not really gonna, I'll show you a little bit of an overview of how this thing works. I'm not gonna go over installing it, because really, all you need to do to install it is just install the ribbon cable, and then you plug in the power to this port here, you plug in the power here. That's it. That's all there is to it. You take the power out of the back, you plug the power in, you plug the power here, you put the ribbon in, and that's it. Done. No soldering. There's a really nice written up guide that he has. I'm not really going to do a video on it. And let's test it and see how it works. So as you can see here, I got it set up with an Xbox controller. These indicators just tell you which one is currently connected. If it's blinking, it's in pairing mode, and this will rapidly flash as well. And the reset does different things. So it'll act as a normal reset if you push it. If you hold it for a certain number of seconds, it'll enter pairing mode, or it'll factory reset, etc. The guide is online, of course, but as you can see, you can use either any X input or D input controller. The two standards work perfectly fine with the GameCube. Some don't support rumble, some do. I believe the Xbox does support rumble, but yeah, you can use whatever you like here. There you go. It's hard to do this one-handed, but you get the idea. And if you just plug in any normal GameCube controller, it'll override and reset it until you unplug it again. So yeah, as you can see, just push it, and it's RGB too, which is alright. It's kind of neat. You kind of need it for something like this. You can see you push it and it does the normal reset thing. And if you don't want to use it, you can always power it off, and if you hold this button down while you turn it on, it'll act like a normal GameCube. So none of the Bluetooth functionality will work if you hold the reset down while you start it. Kind of neat, if you haven't heard of it before. Hope you found that interesting.